I know I just went live, but I couldn't resist. I have to make this card again because it is so beautiful. So I will wait for some of you guys. Hi, Dee. I know I just went live, but I couldn't resist. I really want to make this card again. So instead of filming it and posting it tomorrow, we'll just do it live because it's going to be super, super easy. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Wilda. Hi, Dee again. Welcome back. Hello, Cheryl. No, I'm Philadelphia, outside of Philadelphia, Sue. So we have had our share of rain, rain, rain. But no, we're not in the storm. So those of you that are, please be safe and hunker down. Blue Knight's website is beautiful. They are, let me tell you a little bit about the company. I believe they are based in Maryland. I'm not 100% positive about that. They do press their own red rubber stamps. So they're high quality red rubber stamps. I did my haul on, when you did your haul? Oh, you went through and checked them. Yeah, I did my haul video and Monday, right? I think it was Monday. Sunday or Monday. But Blue Knight rubber stamps. You can there, I think there's a Facebook video and she tells a little story about her company, but it is a smaller company. She does press her own stamps. I do like her stamps because they're very beautiful and scenic like this one. But what I like about them is they're super easy. Especially these silhouette stamps, they're very easy that you can make a card very quickly and make it look really, really fancy. And they're really simple to use. If you get to catch the Heirloom Rubber Stamp Show or the Stamp and Scrap Show, October, the second or third weekend in October, let me get a calendar here. There is an Heirloom Rubber Stamp Show in York, Pennsylvania, which is down by the Maryland border. That's going to be October, I believe it's 12th and 13th, which is a Friday and Saturday, and it's Heirloom Rubber Stamps. They're there, and they normally do a show special, and I think it's if you buy 5, you get 1 free or something like that. So I always take advantage of that. But yes, it is hunting season. My father, as most of you know, passed away, and he was an avid hunter. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. So, let's get into it. It's really simple. Okay, so the secret to this is a couple things. One, our paper. We are going to be using Bristol smooth paper. This is what it looks like. Michael's, I believe right now has buy one, get one half off. So this is what I use, Bristol smooth surface paper. It's a heavyweight paper. It's 100 pounds. Let me get this out of the way. And what is nice about the paper is it holds onto the ink, but it gives you blending time. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to blend. We're going to use the beautiful Distress Oxide inks that my sister surprised me with. So we're going to be using Mustard Seed, Carved Pumpkin, and Ripe Persimmon. So we have yellow, orange, and red. And here I just took a little piece of Post-it and cut out a circle with the circle punch. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little extra piece of Post-it here, and I'm going to put it on my fingers, kind of be a buffer because you don't want to touch this. We're going to start out with the yellow, which is the mustard seed. And you want to use your nonstick mat and just very gently off the mat, go on, and in a circular motion, go in the middle. Now, you could use regular cardstock, but it does take a little more work to blend these inks on regular cardstock than it does Bristol. Bristol gives you a few minutes to move the ink around, and they just blend a lot smoother. It's very seamless. So I know this paper is not cheap, but believe me, it is worth it when you're not getting frustrated with your blending. Okay, next we're going to go into Carved Pumpkin. The other thing I want to recommend is I keep my sponge daubers separate, my Distress inks versus Distress Oxides. two different formulations. Distress inks are a dye ink. Distress oxides are a pigment ink. So they are a hybrid ink. So they have some pigment in them. So when I am using distress oxides, these sponges stay on the bottom of my pads. Right here, there's a little Velcro. So when I'm done, I take this and stick it on there so I do not contaminate these with regular distress ink. Okay, so now I'm going into the carved pumpkin, and again, just going over that middle area. Now here, the yellow is kind of moved down a little. We're just going to go back into the mustard seed and push that back up, and you'll see it'll move back into place, and there's this beautiful blending, and it is seamless. There's no line there. There's no carved pumpkin now. So it's just this beautiful ombre blend. Yes, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, they all offer coupons. You just need to pull them up on your phone. And yes, Michael's is taking competitors' coupons now. All right, so for the last color, we're going to go into ripe persimmon. I'm just going to take this sponge off. Go into this one. Little fuzzies on here. Okay, so going into the ripe persimmon. And again, going to use my little sticky to hold this without getting fingerprints in it. Ooh, that's a very juicy ink pad. Now, if you would have used regular paper, you would see all of these blend marks. You would see the streakiness of it. I'm going to go back in with the carved pumpkin and push some of that out of the way. That's it. Look at how seamless that blend is. I really look like I know what I'm doing. I don't. And it's because of the paper, guys. Well, and the distress ink. They are pretty cool. These are distress oxides. Okay, so I'm going to just spray my area here with a little bit of water. Hello again. You can use this on any sunset card. Sunset cards are beautiful all year round. You can do a beach card. You can do a sympathy card. You can do a hunting card. You can do a fishing card. You can do a birthday card. Sunsets are timeless. Now we're going to take our little mask off, and I'm just going to take my little yellow sponge again, and I'm just going to lightly go in there with just the yellow and sponge. I didn't even need to dip it in more ink. So there's our sun. So easy. That was the hardest part of the whole card right there. Okay. Now we're going to go into stamping our image. I will recommend, highly, highly, highly recommend, if you are going to be doing silhouette stamping. And what I mean by that is your image is a solid image, to use some kind of a stamping tool, whether it would be a Misty or Tim Holtz tool, Stamparatus, whatever tool you have. Because large solid images have a tendency to not accept the ink all in one time, plus your pressure. So what happens is if you stamp with a stamping block and you lift the ink, you'll see it's not going to stick the first time, and you're going to have blotches, spots. So if you want really nice silhouette stamps like this one, because of all that black area, you want to use a stamp positioner. So I've already lined up this. So I make sure, yes. And I'm going to use my favorite black solid ink, which is a VersaFine Clair. Now, this is a pigment ink. If you are a messy stamper and you get all smudgy, you want to practice and take your time with this ink, because if you touch it, it will smear. But it gives the blackest image, in my opinion. If you want to use other black ink, that's fine. You know, have Memento. It will work as well, but you're going to stamp a lot more layers of this ink to get to the deep, dark, rich color of this ink. Of course, you can make your silhouette images any color you want. You can do purple. I mean, it's your card. You do what you want. So we're just going to ink this up. rub that down. And then very carefully, I should have used another magnet, so I'm hoping this doesn't move. All right, there we go. So here you can see the first stamped image. It's okay. If you want to stop there, you can stop there, personal preference. But I can see the yellow coming through here on the black part of the silhouette. So I'm going to stamp it again. This tonic mat, I love it. Leah just had to do a project, and I had to decorate a shoebox for her, and I did everything on it. I glued on it, I inked on it, I cut on it, I had the X-Acto knife on it. It's very handy. You can do alcohol ink on it. I can do distress inks on it. I can do blending on it. I can do watercoloring on it. I can do paint on it. It is a very, very handy surface. You don't need to have this mat. I think any glass mat would work for you. I don't use the grid lines or anything, to be honest with you. I just use the glass part of the mat. All right, so here we go with our second stamp image. Also, when you're using a stamp positioning tool, again, these are red rubber stamps, so you want to take that extra foam out. Or on the Tim Holtz tool, you want to put it on the rubber side, red rubber. Hello, Roberta. Thank you, Cheryl. Boy, you guys are so awesome. In case I haven't told you that enough lately. Okay, so you can see how it is beautifully lined up. Look at his horns. You can distinguish his ears, the grass. And again, I still think I can cover that up. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here, and I'm going to heat this a little bit. Very slightly from way up high. I didn't want to melt my Misty, so that's why I did it from high in a quick motion. So I'm hoping I didn't move my paper any. So we're going to ink again. You can even see on the stamp where that ink has kind of lifted a little bit. So this is where a stamp positioning tool comes in handy. You could do it with a solid block, but you wouldn't get that deep, dark impression unless you did it with embossing ink and then use black embossing powder, which can be a little messy, but that would probably give you a nice deep dark image if you wanted to try that and use a stamping block instead of using a stamp positioning tool. Okay, so I can tell that my paper slightly moved. Not enough that it's going to make a difference to the average person, the recipient. But I know because his stag horns are a little thicker. Let me show you. The card slightly moved. So here's the original one I did. And here is this one I just did. And I can see it's just slightly thicker. Again, the average person is not going to notice. It's still a beautiful card. We're going to roll with it. But that's why stamp positioning tool comes in handy, because I stamped this one 3 times and did not move my card. I should have put 2 magnets down. But I think it still looks great. And then all I did was mounted that on a black piece of cardstock, mounted it on a card, and we're done. It's done. If you want to put a sentiment on there, good luck with your hunt, first day of archery, whatever you guys want to do. Very nice card, very masculine. Easy to do. And you can mass produce this fairly quickly too. You could do all of your backgrounds in one time and then go in and stamp, and then go back in and do your second layer, third layer, and letting them dry in between. You can mass produce this very easily. What a great masculine birthday card. Now, I have some ideas for this card. I think it would look great as a winter scene, and put a dark blue background and put some snow on there and make it look like a winter scene. And then we can use it as a nice holiday card. So I just think this is, a stag, a deer goes a long way, especially this time of year. Okay. So that's all I got, guys. And again, that is from BlueKnightStamps.com. BlueKnightStamps.com. And the name of the stamp is Silhouette Stag. Silhouette Stag. Bristol Smooth paper, Distress Oxide inks, regular Distress inks would also work for you. And then VersaFine Clear black ink. Regular VersaFine ink would work as well. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm reading all your comments. You guys are so awesome. Wow, that was easy. Looks awesome, handsome, beautiful. It's beautiful. Winter card would be perfect. Thanks for sharing. I love to see that one. Sounds gorgeous. The Christmas one, yeah, we'll work on that one. The snow one, holiday one. And there we go. I posted the link on Instagram and on Nancy Stamps 15 if you guys want to go over there and enter the giveaway. Like I said, you're already entered if you're a subscriber. Just as long as I can click your name and email you and call out that you guys won, you can claim your box. So thank you guys again. If you like this video, you can scroll up and give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And any questions or comments, post them down below. If you're not a subscriber, a little button will pop up in the corner, in this corner. I think it's this corner. Little circle, and you can click that. And if you want to be notified when I'm live, click the bell and it will notify you when I'm live. So there you go, guys. Thanks again. Have a good night.